What's up, everybody? A Sparrow with a Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Medieval Engineers. We left off in the last episode. We were doing some rope strength testing and found that rope is ridiculously strong. And Photoloss suggested, wisely even, to test that in survival to make sure that it's actually that strong. And I did, and it seems to be the same thing as in creative, which is ridiculous. That it can go all the way to the beginning part, pull the cart all the way over here, even if the wheels fall off. Like, it's kind of OP. In a good way, though. So as you can see, I've adjusted our little platform here and expanded a bit. We are still in creative mode, because there's a couple more things I wanted to play around with first. A bit more of a proof of concept, I guess, than really anything else, because we found that even if the wheels fall off, the cart we have will work. I push it out to the road, I put little clamps on it, we attach a rope, drag it over here, and Ian RM mentioned basically at some point, you know, like to get it up the hill here, just carry it, because that's getting kind of ridiculous. I'm inclined to agree. The only way I could see actually doing it mechanically is if I had another one of these types of setups up top and then had a double row of walkway to where there was like basically a glorified ramp to carry it up. But at some point, yes, it does start getting a little bit stupid. So I set this up just for the heck of it, because in case we ended up using multiple points or anything like that, I wanted to be able to have a bit more of a sturdy pulley system rather than having the drums wobble all over the place. And one of the easiest ways to fix that is, as you can see, to attach them along a point at both ends, though at the end of the last episode we saw if you strain them too much they still kind of wobble and pop around, so that's just kind of the game in general. But having said that, I wanted to play around a bit with cart designs one last time, because there was a couple other things that I had in mind that got me curious. I don't think it's exactly what Photoloss was meaning, but they mentioned something that sparked a creativity idea. Like I said, I don't think it was the initial intention. I could be wrong. It may actually have been what they were talking about. But they mentioned one way is like having a free-floating wheel system. And again, I don't think I'm interpreting it correctly, but it kind of spiraled off into a tangent in my own mind, which was to create this kind of rotary wheel thing. And I'm not really explaining it very well, so I'm probably going to have to just build it, or at least some semblance of it, and see if it works. But the idea is almost like this, where we have a vertical latch block, which we've said before, it doesn't really turn very well or anything like that. Actually, I think the brake's on now that I think about it. Yeah, maybe not. But so that it rotates back and forth. But that's just for turning the front and the back. But essentially, okay, I'm kind of not really explaining this at all. Normally, you need the back wheels, or at least the front wheels. Some set of wheels has to be straight in order to power the forward motion of a vehicle, right? Hence why we had ropes here attached to this crank. You'd spin these, the back ones move, the front ones turn. However, if you have the propulsion coming from a different source that's not the vehicle itself, in our case a rope, sometimes you don't always need the cart to actually do anything other than create a non-frictional system type of thing. And again, I'm not a physics expert, so I am probably explaining this terribly incorrectly. But if you do it to where the wheels can spin, it almost turns... The thing that got me thinking of it was Photoloss's mention of if you do it a certain way, it almost turns into a hovercraft. And it got me thinking of if you had a plus-shaped wheel system where you have essentially two going this way and then two facing this way, which I do believe was what they were talking about in the comment. But essentially it would be like if it's in neutral at that point. The part where I said I may be misinterpreting is I'm thinking of attaching them all to the same vertical axis. And in doing so, then when you're pulling it from the rope, the wheels just kind of spin and let it go wherever the force of the momentum is going, and it kind of should help compensate with hills. I have no idea if that makes any sense at all, and furthermore, I have no idea if, yeah, not only if that made sense at all, but also just if it's even going to work. I'm kind of thinking I would like to use this guy, because the reason I'd kind of like to use this is because it already has all of my that's not going to work. Crud. I was kind of hoping that would work. Oh! Oh, I got it! Nice. I kind of want to take the... I might just do it. I was going to say, I kind of want to take the wheels off. And just leave it as the frame. And kind of paste that on top of what I'm thinking of designing a new floating wheel system type of thing. And see how that goes. That's kind of going to be the focal point of this episode. Unless I get it built and it just totally doesn't work and, you know, it's a complete bust. In that case, can I? Oh, I can. Sweet. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move it over here. Since I'd have to... maybe not, because I'm going to have to get it over here anyway. No, we're going to put it over here. The reason being, I can always make another one over here and then do what I'm doing now, like push that cart over here and transplant everything. So let's just start here. And I will probably cut some of this out after we get going and the initial idea is a bit more explained. Actually, I might cut some here and just start working on the axis part and see what I can come up with. Okay, so full disclosure, I have absolutely zero idea on whether or not this is going to work at all. It looks really flimsy. I probably should have done it a little bit differently in that I should have lowered this, but once I get it all set up, I kind of just want to see if it works at all. So obviously, this might make a little bit more sense now. The idea is you got a floating axis here, and then these should spin as the ropes on their pull, and then this is basically just a storage unit. In theory. Actually, truth be told, I'm not entirely sure it's even going to survive me breaking these and dropping it. Hey, what do you know? It actually survived. It's more than I expected, to be honest. So yeah, we're going to put a... Well, no, actually we're not. And then I did put 2 points, as it was also suggested that it's better to pull from 2 points than from 1, I guess, to keep it straighter. So, and keep it from turning, though I don't know if that has any effect on this kind of a structure. So, with that in mind, let's wire this up and see how this goes. Now, this is also part of the reason why I did 2 drums, is because if my memory serves, you can only attach 1 rope per drum, or per rope drum, I mean. So, I have... Like, I'm sure there's quite a few of you that are actually just like, oh my gosh, don't do this. I can already see like 6 reasons why this is not going to work. I don't know. It's very, very, very probable. Not just possible. I have absolutely no idea if this is going to work at all. The only thing I'm going to do is probably set up the spectator camera to be somewhat close by, just so I don't have to fly all the way back to check its progress. So we're going to drop off here. Let's see where our spectator mode is right here. So let's put it somewhere in this region here. And unfortunately, this is nighttime, of course. And let me go ahead and save. I keep getting this too. It says it's already saving, so I just keep putting save as, and then it works, but it's kind of annoying. Alright, well, here goes nothing. I don't know. Did it move? Did it move at all? I can't quite tell. Okay, so it's right there. Let's see. Let's give it a good little whirl here. That doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It's kind of like pulling... It's kind of seeming to be pulling the top part, but the wheels aren't actually spinning. I'm guessing it's because there's actually no momentum going on the actual... okay. I think I have an idea here. If I'm right... Oh, did we lose an entire rope here? No, we didn't. Okay. So let's undo that. Let's undo that. So if I'm right, which is iffy at best, my guess is that because there's actually I have the force being applied to the wrong section. And what I mean by that is that it's pulling this part, which doesn't actually make this move on its own. I'm guessing we have to actually pull on this down here, and that, by extension, moves the top. But we can't actually tie it to any of the wheels, or else they won't just freely rotate like I'd like them to. I don't think I can actually attach that. So, what we're going to try... again, not sure if this is going to work at all. That's not really what I wanted. It's kind of like bracing it. I kind of wanted to detach it. Well, I mean, yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of, is it created it into two different blocks. Okay, so we have the Plus Cart Mark II. Arguably not much sturdier looking than the Mark I. And I'm really, again, totally unsure if this will work at all, and there's probably like a billion things that I've done wrong. Another thing that I thought of was, rather than attaching a rope drum here, another possible solution would be to put the eye hooks, or eye plates, on each one of the legs, and then do a, what do you call it, one of those, like we had over here, where you attach a wheel type of thing, like this. Do a set like that, and then one for each leg, and have them spin. But again, I'm thinking if you pull all at once, it's just going to pull it straight, and it's not going to actually let the wheels spin. So I think this is what I'm thinking I'm on the right track. But I've got no freaking clue. So the one other thing that I need to do is take that out. Ooh, okay. Now I did find that these dimensions work way better. This is a 14 by, I think it's 14. Yeah, 14 by 14 with a space along the edge as a railing, so it's actually a 12 by 12 floor space there, and that fits a perfect set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 3 in terms of chests without having to stagger them like I did over here. So that's a much better way to do it, at least for the top part, and since creative mode, the inventories aren't set, I just put everything into one chest, but there would be more than enough chests here to actually put everything we need. Now that that's free, though, and no longer attached, we're going to go ahead and fly over here and attach it to one of the drums. We're not going to attach it to both, obviously, because we don't have two drums on the other side. Now that I think about it, it may not be a bad idea to attach one and then attach an eye plate to the top part and pull it all at once. I'm not entirely sure. I think I already saved this, so we'll just save it again. And let's see where our camera is. Okay, it's over here. Good. Now, I've never pulled between two drums before, so I'm really not sure if this is going to work or not. We are rotating, but the cart is yet again not moving. And this is kind of weird to me, because I really expected these to spin, and they're not really spinning at all. Like, when I bump into them as a character, then they spin. But if I'm pulling it, it doesn't seem to, like, auto spin, which I kind of feel like it should. I'm not really sure what isn't working here. Let's just give it another... Let's give it a good lengthy spin, make sure we build up some momentum. That doesn't seem to have gone anywhere. So, I'm not really sure what to make of this. I mean, we could do... I'm really not sure. Like I said, we could put them here or on the ends, but I feel like it's just going to pull it straight. It's not going to allow these to actually rotate. The hard part with this as well is that once this is detached, you can't... I'll see if I can use this one as an example so I don't mess up my current one. But you can't really reattach this kind of thing. As you can see, it's kind of like not lined up type of thing. And then if you break this, it just falls over. It's not really something you can reattach once you pull the middle part out. That's kind of the hard part with this design, is I kind of have to rebuild the whole thing if I want to make any adjustments, which kind of sucks. Because I'm wondering if I had actually built this with a square. And then, I don't know that it would really matter, though. I'm legitimately perplexed by this, because in theory, I felt like this should have worked. Again, I'm no physicist by any stretch of the imagination, so it's not really surprising. I'm just not really sure what else to try, is kind of the only thing. Other than... No, that won't work. I was going to say, other than just putting 4 wheels on the side of the cart thing and then just pulling it, but that doesn't really allow it to freely rotate like we want. So yeah, I'm a bit perplexed. I'm a bit lost, because I really thought pulling on the top would cause a forward momentum that just allowed the bottom to rotate in like a neutral stance. And it's almost like unless there's something physically pushing it, there is no... It doesn't seem like there is an actual neutral type of thing. Which is strange. And I wonder if pulling it from the back here would do anything. I'm curious. Can I actually attach from here? No, I can't, unfortunately. What I'm wondering... Okay, I've hooked the right side. I'm wondering if I pulled it from the back, if it would cause it... Like, if it would force it to rotate and get some forward momentum going. I don't know. Again, I'm just grasping at straws here, trying to figure out a way. I really thought this would work. Do I want it on this one, or do I want it on this one? I probably want it on this one. Or no, I actually do want it on this one. And then we're going to... Is that making it spin already, actually? And then we'll attach this one to the other one, and theoretically, once it pulls it around forward, then it should realign. Though, again, everything has worked so beautifully so far with my brilliant designs. So, yeah, I'm not exactly holding my breath. or anything. I really wish there was a way to control this and watch at the same time, and it doesn't really seem to be a thing. You know what? Let's actually try something a bit closer. I didn't really think about this, but I probably should try something a little bit closer so I don't have to keep backtracking every time just to make sure this works. Or doesn't in most cases here. So let's set up... Unless I did... Hold on. I just thought of something. Unless I treated the top part like a wheel. Hold on. I think I might be onto something. Either that or I'm going insane. One of the two. It's a safe bet it's one of those two. Trying to figure out what would be the most viable. Having it spin probably this way. So let's do... trying to think of how this would actually work. Let's do this, and then we'll do a rope drum here, and then we'll do a wheel, and then we'll do... And technically I didn't really need a wheel, but I really don't see a reason not to use a wheel, since it's going to be spinning. Okay, so that's going to pull the cart. Now for a crank, let's just set up a really simple one, like so. Actually, we probably should put it facing this way, I imagine. And we'll do one of these. And this is another weird thing. I can't get the catch blocks to actually attach to anything unless you already have something attached to it. It's very strange. For example, if I could actually get this to work, we'll do 2 blocks. That should simulate... oh, that's cool. That should simulate the... whatchamacallit? Okay, this is frustrating. I will say, after playing Space Engineers, it does bother me a bit that I can't actually... that I can't basically fly underneath anything and turn upside down. That does get old after a while. It's kind of aggravating, actually. You know what? Actually, let's just keep this simple. I don't care. So we're just going to attach that, and we'll be done. So now what I'm thinking is let's put one here. Oops, one here. I want to keep it relatively centered. But that's going to be virtually impossible on an even number of blocks. So we'll do that. Alright, let's rotate this just a hair. Just so I can keep my bearings. So left side. Again, pretty much all of this crap, no idea if it's going to work or not. Like, if you guys have been screaming at the screen, like, what are you doing? I wouldn't feel bad about it. Makes perfect sense to me, actually. So, yeah, basically, we're going to try and simulate a giant wheel cart, is what I'm thinking. Probably not going to work at all how I expect it to, but, you know, what are you going to do? And then that's going to turn that. In theory, we'll see. Or it doesn't go anywhere, because that is also an option. Maybe go this way? Nope. Just doesn't want to move. So, one of the things that is... Wait, is this actually turning, though? Is this wheel actually turning at all? Actually, let's cut these then, because they'll probably be holding it back if it would. And let's make sure this wheel actually turns this way. No. Okay, so that's part of the problem. That makes sense. Okay. So, scrap this. I guess what I need to do is not I need to do rounded timber. Actually, hold on. I'm kind of a dum-dum here. I'm being a bit of a dum-dum. So let's just do it right here, because that makes way more sense. Put that there. We'll put like a 2 there, and we'll put the wheel there. And then the spinning stuff... Wait. Nope, that won't work either. I mean, it might. Actually, you know what? Let's try it. Screw it. What do I get to lose? It's not like anything else has really been working, so let's try it. So we'll do... I think that was the right side. And this would be front. Or not necessarily right, but actually probably left. It's left. My right. And you know what? Just for kicks and giggles, I'll just go ahead and attach the drum to the other drum and just see if that pulls. Like, we'll just try stuff. I'm probably making a lot of you go bananas, and that's fine. I'm pretty sure if nothing really mind-blowing happens at the end of this episode, I'm fairly sure that I'm gonna probably just use the pulley system we designed and just drag what cart exists in my survival world over to the base, let it break it, let it tear the wheels off, I don't care, just drag it over there and then just tote everything up to the top is probably going to be how we're really going to do this. Oh, we got movement. Sort of, kind of, not really-ish, kind of, sort of, maybe. I can't tell if that's... I don't know how I feel about this right now. Like, yeah, I don't know if this worked. Is this a success? Is this not a success? Like, I don't really know how to gauge this. I tell you what, let's cut all but that front one and see if that makes it a bit more cooperative. Okay, and I might actually roll the other way and let some of the line out. Does that help? Will you go backwards? No? Can I push you? Okay, let's kind of walk it back down. This is a terrible idea, by the way. Okay. Ugh. This is just so bad. Okay, so that kind of works. Okay, tell you what. Let's leave that there, and as the final little note for this episode, we're going to actually try and connect it to the main over here with the 2 drums. And we'll do one to the drum on the wheel axis, which will be this one. Actually, do I need to cut the other ones before I do this? Or will they overlap? I have no idea. Let's find out. I'm still holding this rope. Okay, so I need to attach... Tell you what, we're gonna grab this one and hook it to this. And this one and hook it to this, and then I'm going to cut the other ones, because that's basically going to just hold it in place in theory. And then I'll run this over there. I'm going to set this up because we're running a little low on time, and then we'll test this out and see if it actually works. Okay, so last little test to do here is trying to pull both the top and the bottom at the same time. Now, I actually wired these wrong, I wanted to do them a little differently, and in truth, if I was going to keep this setup and I decided to use it, I would probably do a vertical drum and put the bottom one as the drum and the top one as the hook. But we're just kind of lemonade out of lemons for this episode, so we're going to see how this works. Let's see here. So I'll set that up. I'm still invisible. Yay. Alright, give it a few pulls. It's kind of wiggling. Let's see if we can actually get it to go anywhere. No, I hate that you have to hold to remove. They should have put that on a different key. And yet again, now it's not really going anywhere. It was working before. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and wonder if this is set up backwards, and let's hold shift and do it this way. Ah! So I've had this thing wired wrong the whole time. Ooh. Ooh. So I've had this wired wrong essentially the entire time, is basically what this is telling me. That I should be holding shift and rotating it. It almost makes me wonder if I should even bother with that top one, or if I should just pull the... Is it pulling the... Let's try this. So, I think this is the top one. Or is this the top one? I think this is the top one. I'm gonna cut it. That was the top one. Okay, so let's hold shift and see if my original design probably would have worked from the very beginning. If it is, I'm gonna be mad. Or a little mad, anyway. Okay, it's kind of going. Because, see, the whole idea to this was so it could avoid terrain and hills and things by just basically rolling whatever is the path of least resistance kind of thing. I'm still kind of ticked that this whole time I was just going the wrong way and I should have just been reeling it the other way. It's kind of annoying. Though, I'm not really sure if this is working the way it was supposed to or not. New plan. Whoops. New plan is let's actually try this hooked to the top part and leave the bottom free and see what that does. Okay, so something in my bones just tells me this is going to go horribly wrong by comparison to having it attached to the bottom. I don't know what it is, but just something tells me that's going to happen. Probably that. Oh, it looked like it did a backflip or something. Alright. Let's give it a whirl for a minute. We can kind of see it over there. See, it kind of looks like it's doing like a backflip or something. Anyways, let's get it going. And then let's check it. It seems to be going okay, actually. I wish, like I said, I wish I could do this from the spectator camera and actually see what's going on. But unfortunately, it doesn't let me do that. Even if I do the F9, where it's stationary, let's try that one actually. So here, F9. No, I don't. I really don't like that. Okay. So here. No, I don't want to take the wheel off. Oy. Just drives me nuts. Okay. It drives me nuts because in like Space Engineers you could just set up a camera or something, or just do it this way, but in this one that won't work. Alright, so all the stuff is actually attached still. That's a good sign. I really am actually surprised by this now that we figured out, hey, just spin the drum the right way. That's just, it sickens me. Okay, that sounds bad. Oh, yes. See, that's what I kind of expected to happen at some point. If you're ever wondering if your cart's working correctly or not, that is a good way to know. The irony is I can still drag it. It's gonna get here. I'm gonna drag it, but it's, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So maybe the middle one, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm thinking that really didn't end up working the way that I wanted it to. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.